schmuckaroonies. I'm just delivering a package. Look! There you go.
That's you, Seeley.
Thank you.
No.
Well, it's nice to know that Miss Harleen Quinzel has a thing for little yellow mice.
I could see. I'm not gonna lie. There is a part of me that does kind of like headcanon.
Oh God! Oh no! I just had
What's
a
wrong?
horrifying thought.
What?
What happened?
It's not so much that. It's more so a matter she brought lunch for her pet hyenas.
Oh! Forgot about those. Forgot about those two.
Well, you know what? I don't think you have to worry about that, James, because slight spoiler alert: her hyenas are kind of on the dead side, and you'll see how that's the case
In
later
this
in the
game?
playthrough. Yeah, this game.
Okay, so I always forgot, like, cause I still haven't even watched Birds of Prey. What does she name the two hyenas?
Bud and Lou.
Huh.
I mean, I think they were a thing in the animated series for a time. Then,
Yeah, they were.
I know they were brought back as a special for Injustice 2.
Right. It's one of her final takedowns or whatever. She sits
And I do
them on you.
appreciate them. Like, there is a part of me that does appreciate whenever they remember that Bud and Lou exist.
I mean, she's
Oh,
an
I'm
animal
sorry. Were you
lover,
trying
and
to warn people? Here's what I say to that, good sir.
if I knew you were gonna do that hype, I would have totally set up with, "Huh, you can't get me because I'm over here and you're and just
Well, that's the thing. It's like if you pay close attention, he's trying to warn his guys that we just knocked out that we were there, but the glass is so thick that he can be heard.
Okay, so we can take. Oh wow, we can't even stealth kill the armored. Stealth knock out the armored thugs.
Well, hold on. Okay, never mind.
Yep.
Wait, Gadge. Oh, so we could use like our gizmos. So we can't take them out with our bare fist, but we could still stealth take them out if we use.
If we use like gadgets and whatnot. Oh, and those guys, they have thermal goggles, which basically they means you cannot hide from the gargoyles if they're above it. They'll actually use them to see if you're up there or not.
Well, it's like that, and with thermal goggles, I imagine smoke bombs wouldn't work on them.
The heck was that?
Dude,
Ow!
It's a sonic bat. Hey, is that a sonic batarang trademark?
yeah, basically the sonic batarang, it works the same way that it does in Asylum, where you could use it to lure enemies away and explode it if you need to. And the explosion does instantly knock them out.
Okay. Oh, and Celie, don't worry. So far, what we've kind of figured out is that Harley Quinn and Joker are here. Joker is still really sick, and Harley's kind of currently doting on him right now, making sure he's okay. Bane is here, but Bane is back to normal and trying to make normal for Bane. And Bane's
normal for
trying
Bane.
and Bane's trying to do his best to ensure that the events of Asylum don't happen again because some of that Titan gas crap is here again.
Well, the Bane stuff is a whole side mission. What we're focusing on right now is main story, and basically, they have a hostage. They have a hostage here. The Joker has been going through doctor after doctor, trying to figure out what's wrong with him. However, none of the doctors so far really have a good idea as to why Joker is about as sick as he is. So he's pretty much taken every doctor that's failed him and basically killed them. And we're about to rescue one of the most recent doctors he's captured.
On top of that, apparently next on his bucket list is Mr. Freeze.
Mr.
Oh.
Freeze.
Actually, wait, I'm trying to remember. Did they mention that already, or did you just spoil something by accident?
They mention it.
Harley did mention something along the lines of being at war with Freeze,
Okay,
which pretty much means he wasn't willing to comply.
Well, then.
Okay. Yeah, apparently among all the doctors, he even had Mr. Freeze involved, but apparently Freeze went AWOL.
Something called Titan.
Yeah, it turns out when you go all roided out, it actually doesn't help. What
Which, oh god.
Oh yeah, this is basically kind of like, this is actually kind of something that's kind of interesting. You know how, like, all throughout Asylum you had all the chattering Joker teeth? Each location has their own separate destructible that you can destroy for the sake of, like, achievements and whatnot. For the Steel Mill, it's these giant bobble-headed Harley announcer things.
Meanwhile,
And you destroy them with the weapon that we're about to get right here.
Yeah, meanwhile, Batman pulls another random fucking gadget out of his utility belt.
It's my Zappy blaster. I'm still working on the name.
Yeah, basically what this weapon does is that it pretty much shoots out, like, bolts of electricity, And what happens is that you can use it to open certain doors, fiddle with certain amounts of electricity, and also stun enemies. And what's even neat is that, like, if enemies are holding, like, metal weapons like bats and whatnot, when you hit them
Yeah.
with it, it'll actually cause them to spin around and hit any mooks that are nearby them.
I just realized
nice.
something. Wait,
What's that?
Batman just pulled an Inspector Fox.
How so?
Oh yeah, we got her shock pistol from Sly Cooper.
Oh, that's right.
Carmelita's like shock pistol. It's that, and also that actually did bring me up a quick point I want to ask is, if we're in New Game Plus, are there still some gadgets that are locked out for plot purposes like this one was?
Not really. I technically could have used it at any time, I just never came across a situation where I needed to.
That's fair.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing with, like, when Batman used that thing to block up that pipe, that freezy thing. That is technically a story weapon, but I can still be able to use it. It's just a matter of if I just choose to or not.
Excuse me, gentlemen.
Who'da thunk it? It's us after all this time. I wonder if using the anyway, so we gotta actually, I know we gotta involve her in the bit. I gotta involve them because it's been a while and she wasn't in the last part. Seely,
Uh-huh.
how are you?
I'm okay.
How'd the bake sale go?
Oh yeah, the bacon.
Yeah, she's been apparently doing quite a bit of baking before this part.
It didn't turn out the way I wanted it to, but that's okay.
What were you
The
trying to
apple
bake,
pie.
if
Yeah,
I can ask?
wait, was this the muffin apple pie things?
Yes.
Ah.
What happened with them?
They kind of burnt a little on the sides.
That's probably gonna happen. Like
and-
either
and they,
did you put oil on it or?
Yeah,
Or
I
butter, I
did.
mean?
I also had to put egg wash on the top of it too.
Right. No, that is.
This just in, ladies and gentlemen, Seely did in fact pull a boner in her baking.
So basically,
right.
this is one of the reasons why we need this, like, electric gun. Because it can manipulate this machine that's activating the switch. We're going to use a giant hook to pretty much bludgeon our way into Joker's hideout.
Something tells me you could have done this from a better angle, but
No, I can. It's just a matter of, like, I'm not properly using momentum.
Oh, I see. Because it has to be swinging. Nice.
See?
ow!
Dang.
Now let's pull it out of the way.
Root canal performed.
Dude,
That's more than a root canal, my friend.
I was never a good dentist. This was my plan B. Oh, wow. I love how in our X-ray vision we can even see her goddamn ponytails.
yep. Alright, Harley.
Hello.
Oh!
Oh!
Oh, it's Mr.
Now we
Hammer.
get to properly fight Mr. Hammer. And also, to bring Seely up to speed, this big guy is one of Joker's stronger mooks. He was part of a conjoined twin, that conjoined twin is actually part of Penguin's crew.
Right, Mr. Sickle. They're both Russians. Whoa, he just jumped through that guy's
my
explosive
God.
barrel.
What an idiot.
There you go.
I know. I feel bad that I recognize that. Nice. I see. It's a muscle stimulator at that point. But now I love that. Like, I feel bad that I recognize whatever. I feel bad that I recognize his accent because it sounds a lot like the same generic Russian accent I hear everybody play in these kind of games. Let me look up his actor.
It's for Tetsuor.
Yeah. I'm sorry. That is his. That's his. MO Russian voice.
Well, I mean, to be fair, that if it's any consolation, his brother is not exactly that better about that.
And for anyone wondering why it sounds familiar to me, he played Nikolai in Call of Duty Black Ops, and it is the exact same voice.
Yeah.
Ah.
I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with, like, using the same voice for a character as long as it fits.
Let's see what else. Oh, he was Qui-Gon Jinn in the Clone Wars. Mm-hmm. I didn't know that.
Wow,
Dude.
that takes me back.
Wait, no,
No,
what?
where were we? Why didn't we
Harley,
do
what
this
did
already?
you do?
Oh,
And don't mind that.
That's why the battery is low.
Crap, it's not just the control that's flatlining.
It's the Joker.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, apparently that Titan poisoning finally got to him.
Just leave me with him.
I said move!
Yeah.
This is all your fault. You hounded him.
Checks out, he looks dead.
Something doesn't seem quite right about this.
It looks normal.
So mean.
Why is he so mean? Dude.
Oh!
It was a fake!
Oh
More
boy.
ways than one, if you can believe that.
Ah.
Bunt.
Oh!
Bunt.
And one more for good measure.
Can we talk about this?
So,
Man, I even flinched at that one.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
What's up?
Expect a certain edit to pop up right around there.
Alright, whatever you
No
say.
worries, no
But
worries.
yeah, while Bruce is kind of dealing with that, we're not going to cut back to Selena, who basically, what am I trying to say? The Tiger people pretty much confiscated all of the collectibles that all of Arkham's inmates had and put them into that vault. And Selena, being the opportunist thief she is, basically what's in that vault. And so she's basically going to talk to a certain friend of hers to help her break into that vault.
Just how convenient that the local plant store is right next door.
Yeah. Oh, she's not at that store, though. Well, I will say that, like, something that I don't show off a lot of is that, like, you can actually unlock, like, these little bits of text blurb that, like, go into, like, the events of what happened before or during Arkham. One of them involves Ivy apparently trying to walk the straight and narrow, and she did run that plant shop. However, she eventually snapped because of one very persnickety customer. And, yeah, that was right around the time they started doing the Arkham City initiative.
Talk about bad timing. Now that I stop and think about it, didn't Arkham City have its own, like, pre-game comic that came out that, ties certain events?
Oh yeah, it did. Like, it explained certain things, like, it kind of went into detail on, like, how Joker was doing since his defeat in City, set up the events of, like, how Hugo was able to manipulate the mayor. Oh, by the way, the mayor in this is the same warden from Asylum. He somehow got elected mayor.
hey?
Fucking whack-ass scumbag Quincy Sharp somehow came to be the mayor of Gotham City.
Well, basically, I think it's explained that he became mayor because he essentially took credit for Batman pretty much quelling the whole disaster that happened on Arkham Island.
Really?
Well, they need some... I guess the, higher-ups needed a scapegoat.
Seriously? How come
So who voiced Quincy in this game?
It's still Tom Kane.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much, like, aside from, like, one or two people, all the actors from Asylum returned to reprise their roles in City.
Ah, okay.
Like, the only exceptions are Tara's Harley, as we talked about, and Commissioner Gordon. You don't see a whole lot of them, but he's mostly in the Harley Quinn DLC, but he has a different actor, too. Everyone else is pretty much the same actor.
Right. Oh, and speaking of Mr. Kane, good to know he's in better health these days.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so one reason that we came by here, apparently this is Selena's apartment. We had to pick up a few of our gadgets, including these cowl drops, which are basically kind of like these little... You throw them on the ground and then you can, like, trip them up. And bolas, which are basically our equivalent of the Batarang.
Okay.
Okay.
And, we're just learning the tricks of the trade, and we hopefully should be able to... Now, is this... I forgot to ask, is this now the second or, how to ask?
In terms of, like, Catwoman stuff, this is technically the second segment with her.
Okay, and I guess I was gonna ask, like, I forgot if did they give us, like, 3 or 5, like, sections? with
4.
her? Four, okay.
Yeah, they don't give you that much considering the fact that, well...
She was originally meant to be DLC.
Right, and, well, technically she was. Like, when the game first initially came out, you had to get the game, like, I don't know, at launch in order to access the thing.
I think it was...
pre-order
I think it was...
DLC.
Yeah, it was supposed to be, like, a pre-order.
Kind of like the Joker in the PS3 version of Arkham Asylum.
Right, and wasn't there like one that the Matt showed us with like the red mask that was also pre-order DLC? If
I think
was Arkham Knight.
If Arkham Knight, I think it was. I don't know. I think you'd have to, like, double check on that.
Right.
But yeah, no, I guess... I mean, in the grand scheme of things, like... The only reason she has so few sections is because she really doesn't have that much significance in the plot overall. She just bails out Batman at the most opportune times.
Hooray.
Yeah, essentially.
Therefore we have the whole plot explaining how she got there in the first place.
Right.
And I guess I'll also explain, like, we talked a little bit about her combat. You saw it going around, the way that...
Ow.
The way that... yeah.
Ouch.
The way that Selena explores the city is that, as you notice, she doesn't quite have the same kind of, like, grappling capabilities as Batman does. What she'll do is that, like, whenever you want to, like, climb up a building from a certain vantage point, you'll have, like, these little quick reaction moments where you have to hit the button at a certain time to progressively climb up a building.
Right.
You know, say if Catwoman was ever playable again in an Arkham game, assuming they ever did make a proper Arkham game again.
I know she technically is playable in a couple of campaigns at night.
Gotcha. But say if that were the case, I could totally, you know, just as a take that to fucking, what was it? Insomniac. Literally just have her be Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah. I would. Oh my gosh, I'm really hoping. I know Miles Morales was a big thing, and yes, we are planning on doing that. I just need to get around to recording the raw footage for that. And it shouldn't be as long as the other one.
Oh no, of course not.
I think the way I think the way I looked at it again was that from start to finish, I would maybe compare, especially if I do the New Game Plus route again. The plot was probably about as long as the whole DLC. Oh, is she still crazy on Titan?
No, she's basically... That's kind of like just a normal reverb they gave her for some reason in this game.
Also, you can totally tell they just reused her model from Arkham Asylum, because she's still in that fucking shirt of hers.
Yeah. Uh-oh. I mean, to be fair, a lot of the characters kind of recycle models in Asylum.
For the most part. Some had some natural changes.
So yeah, basically, Ivy's not exactly in a mood to talk with us because apparently she's kind of pissy about how poor of a job Selena did taking care of her plants one time. So we're pretty much gonna have to fight our way to her. And of course, she's not gonna be defenseless. She has a bunch of inmates, like, cocked up on, like, Ivy gas, trying to defend her.
Is it?
Hey guys, I'll be
Really?
right back.
No
Okay.
worries. So wait, is she really upset at us because we forgot to water her plants while we were house sitting? Is that actually what's happening here?
Yes, it was. They explained it, like, they explained it earlier, and then they explained at the beginning of the third time that we see her, which, spoiler alert, after this, it's gonna be a good chunk of the game before we get to see the two of them again.
And it makes you wonder how the hell Catwoman was able to stay sane throughout those hours.
Yeah, especially with how we leave her.
Right, because we were breathing in these spores, I thought, from this whole fight.
Well, no, the spores aren't... Those are where the spores come in.
Oof.
Okay, so then second phase, and... Oh, hey, look what's right over there.
Yep, just gotta wait for one of them to hold it up. If any of them do hold up. We also get a look at, like... Well, you kind of saw them in the opening. Those guys in the black, those are the Tiger operatives, and I guess Ivy got a hold of them as well.
Any men... I forgot if I already
look at
asked,
that,
like, her
struck
spores
me.
don't... Boom! I forgot if I had already asked, like, it usually works on men. Does it work on women as well?
It depends on the iteration.
Okay.
Like I can think of at least maybe one or two instances where she did have like this, I don't know, like female workforce at one point.
Oh yeah, she did. Like, I know
that.
that's like... I know she had a bunch of, like, hench girls in the animated series.
There's
remember
that,
that.
and I vaguely remember one of the opening snippets of Brave and the Bold did have Batman going up against Ivy and her posse.
Do you remember it? Does any of that sound familiar to you, Jordy? Like, with Poison Ivy and that stuff?
Not with the female ones, no, but I believe it. I've mostly
Also,
seen the ones where the men are the slave laborers.
Right.
Yeah. And also be careful, like, during this last tier of fighting, Ivy's gonna pull out the trick that she had back in Arkham Asylum and have these little plant guns shoot out spores
back.
at you while you're trying to fight mooks. Hey, sis.
No, we're on the final phase of trying to fight our way to her and dodging these plant guns, and I mean the only iteration I remember of Poison Ivy is that, like, I know that, like, her kiss is deadly.
Oh yeah, that's
deadly,
kind of a
deadly.
constant throughout. That's kind of a constant throughout all iterations of her.
Look,
Hence
Red, I
Poison
just
Ivy.
need your help.
How did you not see that? It was in front of you. Whatever.
Come on.
This has to be one of your kinks.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, everyone be sure to pay a dime of prayer for her because she's gonna be upside down like this for a large chunk of the game as we return back to Batman here.
Oh, okay, I see. Because then we're going to find her. Okay. Meanwhile, after we got clonked on the head,
Good old El Kabong style.
rated M.
No, that's T.
No one's who you think they are, my
Wait till Arkham Knight.
Yeah, Arkham Knight's the only one in the series that's M. I'm trying to think, like, Suicide Squad's M2, right? I feel like it should be.
It's probably going to be.
I think so, yeah.
There's plenty wrong with me.
So yeah, just to bring Celie up to speed, Yeah, Joker's been kind of sick ever since the end of Asylum, and he's been trying to find, like, doctors that'll help figure out what's wrong with him. His blood is essentially toxic, and now, as a sort of incentive, he injected some of his blood into Batman.
Gross.
So basically, it's kind of genius, but he's basically forcing him to figure out a cure, because if he can't figure out a cure, they'll both die.
What's funny is, if you give it a quick listen,
It was so close, and then it was taken from me.
What?
So we both died.
Yeah, so apparently there is a cure, but there's also a bit of a catch. It's not just Bruce and Joker that's going to be on the bit of a kilter if we don't get that cure, as you'll see here.
I'd spent weeks shipping samples of my blood to emergency rooms.
Oh shit, he became a donor.
yeah,
Oh.
may seem good. May seem good on the surface, but in reality, it's the Joker we're talking about.
Never
Yeah.
heard of it.
And such an incredible tax write-off, too.
Whoop! Help! Oh, don't worry, we survived that.
I was about to say, it's Batman.
Also, if
It
I,
wasn't even that long in the fall in the first place.
What's up, Jordan?
I was gonna say, if I could cut in for a second, I just like the part where he's like, "There's plenty wrong with me," because it makes me think of the awards ceremony thing where
Yeah.
Harley drops the trophy, and she's like, "Sorry, sweetie, we can get another, right?"
Where is the cure?
Yeah. Okay, so, like, as they mentioned earlier, Mr. Freeze was one of the people that helped kind of develop the cure, but he's kind of lost touch with him, so now we have to find him and figure out if he knows anything about what's ailing the Joker.
Well, time to, I guess, figure out, to meet... We're gonna go meet Mr. Freeze. I can't make up any
I'll be
dumb
right back
puns
one more
today.
time.
Mr. Freeze.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay.
Cure.
What are you waiting for then?
Something tells me Seely's hiding something from us.
Find him.
Maybe she's just being really vigilant about baking or something.
Needs to be kept at
Or maybe
sub-zero
the secret this whole time is that she's not really Celesta Irwin as we know her, but in reality she's Cassandra Cain.
Maybe.
You know what? It's funny. I can't remember the last time I've ever heard anyone actually acknowledge Cassandra was a thing.
I also think
Yeah.
that'd be I think that'd also be one of our most elaborate, like, things in these commentaries yet, and that was what was all leading
You
up
know
to.
what? Just me saying that outright. People are probably going to question what I said earlier about not being that big of a Batman aficionado when I go and bring that can of worms up.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
For people that want to know who that is, Cassandra Cain is one of the previous Batgirls who was actually completely like not. Oh, hang on.
Are you the one?
Hello.
Whoop.
Are you the get out of here? Get out of here, freaking Azeroth.
Get out of
What
here,
was
you
his name?
weirdo.
Not Azeroth. That's someone else.
Azrael.
Azrael.
I mean, now I'm looking it up. Cassandra Cain. I actually like the design of her suit. Like, it makes more sense to me than the other Batgirls.
And what's interesting about her is that, like, if you see the outfit, you notice that her mouth is covered up. She apparently can't. In most incarnations, she actually can't talk. She actually speaks with sign language,
Okay, so she's mute. I mean,
Oh.
and was also raised to be kind of a killer.
okay. Well, that just seems like poor parenting. But okay, that makes sort of sense. Why is? Oh, real quick, hi. Why did that say restricted area
Where did it say restricted area again?
on the map? It was like in the lower left corner, like lower center of the area.
Oh, that. That is an area that's a little off the map. We're going to be exploring that later, because it actually involves a certain bit of lore involving. But we'll have to set that aside for now. Now we have found Mr. Freeze's hideout, which is
Wait,
this
shh.
abandoned...
Oh, sorry. I was about to say. Wait, hush. Fan service is happening.
Wait, what fan service?
Joker was having a blast. Now that we finally exchanged digits.
Oh,
I
okay.
thought you were going to
Well-
say something else.
Well, I wouldn't say exchange digits. It's more like just force-feeding them into Batman.
Fair enough. It's the Velma thing with Batman.
Hey, Batsy, I'm bored. Would you mind sharing me your friend code?
For the last time, I don't... For the last time, Joker, I don't have a Switch. Oh, you're no fun! But anyway, like I was trying to say, is that this abandoned GCPUD building is where Mr. Freeze is being held, and as you can imagine, Joker's goons are here trying to find their way to in there, so we pretty much have to clear this out before we can go and see Mr. Freeze ourselves.
I thought we're sort of maybe passive aggressively working together though. We all need the cure.
Well, no, it's a matter of, like, we're kind of more so like begrudgingly doing it since, you know, like we kind of need that cure to cure ourselves and Gotham. Joker just kind of just is just doing whatever he wants at this point.
Fine.
Eh.
I mean, hey, nobody said every cockamamie plan he does make sense.
Fair enough. And what's that? What's this doing?
Oh, that is also a weapon you technically don't get until later. That is a gun jammer. You can jam up to 2 people's firearms.
Huh.
Ah.
God, I actually wish I had something like that in Spider-Man now.
Yeah.
Because, God, when you're fighting the Silver Sable people or those guys
Dude.
with the energy,
right in the
and
crotch.
don't worry, Miles Morales has some people with... Oh, their guns are working. But yeah, no, and yeah, between Silver Sable's guys, the techie people that Hammerhead used to have working for him, and don't worry, freaking the Tinkerer's goons and Miles Morales can be just as annoying with some of their mechanics.
Duly noted.
Yeah, I wish I had a gun jammer. Penguin?
Oh, that's right. Apparently it's... Yeah, because apparently something we'll learn a little bit later. So Joker and Penguin kind of hate each other. And because Penguin knows that Joker's dying and that he'll need this cure to pretty much stay alive, he's pretty much trying to get to Mr. Freeze first.
But he doesn't know about the whole Gotham thing yet.
No, all he cares about is just making sure Joker's dead.
Fair.
I mean, considering the fact they never really got along in the 60s series, I don't
They
blame them.
never did. I mean, wasn't that like a whole... Real quick, wasn't that either in the comics or in the show? Wasn't that a whole thing where, like, basically Batman ended up saving the day purely because he was able to play all the villains' own hatred for each other against themselves?
That sounds about right. I just don't remember which show that happened in.
I remember there was something where, like, he basically just either something he did or he and Robin did something that basically just led Joker hating Penguin, who hates Clayface, who hates Harley, who hates Ivy, and just all of them realizing, wow, we actually don't. We're kind of dysfunctional, aren't we?
Yeah, you can't have Harley and Ivy hate each other, nah.
I think that's the first time I've ever heard you use that kind of like Smee from Peter Pan voice, but okay.
I feel like I've used it before, but anyway, so yeah, we're gonna have to go and check to see if Mr. Freeze is alright, and hopefully if he has any idea of how to make that cure that we kinda need, so join us next time when we find out what exactly is going on with that.
Till next time, everybody.
Gotcha.
Bye.
Oh, I missed the end. Dang it.